Good morning, everyone. I am out in my herb garden today, my herb planter, and I am doing a little bit of harvesting. Today we are going to take a look at why and how I'm harvesting chamomile and the benefits you can gain from it, and then down here some calendula as well. I have quite a few other herbs going here also, but none of them are at the point that I want to harvest them. So I'm sure I will share some videos later in the year about harvesting all of the other goodness. Here we have German chamomile. There are two varieties, not versions, varieties of chamomile, and they are slightly different in that the German chamomile is taller and the other chamomile is more of a ground cover. I am harvesting the chamomile again early in the day. It's late enough that the sun has been gently removing the dew off of the flowers, which will make it easier for me to dry them, but it is not so late in the day that the sun has burned off all of the essential oils. You might think this looks a little odd right now, but chamomile actually throughout the day is going to open all the way up. So the petals right here will open up to the flower that you might be used to seeing. But right now, we're going to grab this early in the morning. I'm just going to pop it off right below the head. And I'm looking for anything that has, that nice vibrant yellow color, has lots of the leaves available, not anything that is, too young, or I haven't harvested in a little while. We've got this one that's too far past. Some of these I will let go all the way to seed, and so I can make sure that I have plenty of seeds in future years, but chamomile, as it's going to pretty much self-seed right here, so I'm not going to have to worry about doing too much of it in the future. Chamomile, if you've heard of chamomile, you probably know that it's frequently included in sleepy time teas. That's because it is very soothing, it's relaxing, it can help with anxiety, and then of course it can help you as you're getting ready for bed. It may be included with something that's sitting right by it here in my herb garden, which is catnip. It could also be included with things such as tulsi, which I also have around here, and of course several other things that can be helpful before bed. But chamomile is often a key item in a before bed tea. That is not the only reason chamomile is used, however. It can also be used, or has also been used, as a digestive bitter, which means that it is going to stimulate some digestive biles, and is actually going to pique your appetite and help you digest better. It's also been used to soothe stomach upset, and cramps and things like that. So chamomile has a lot of uses aside from just your sleepy time tea. When I'm done harvesting here, I'm going to bring these inside. I will get them laid out, and I'll bring them back out onto our porch to start drying a little bit, not in direct sunlight, and then I will probably finish these off in our dehydrator. I only have 2 calendula blossoms that I'm going to be harvesting today. I did a little harvesting earlier this week, but and I'll be doing some later in the summer. I don't know if you can see, but we have some young buds right throughout the plant, so I'm sure I'll be getting plenty more. But as with everything that I'm sharing, I want to be harvesting early in the day, once the dew is off and before all the good essential oils are gone. But I'm only going to be harvesting 2 of these blossoms. Calendula is typically known to be most effective in herbalism before it has become a fully opened flower. However, I also don't want to harvest it before it started to, fully open up into its bloom. So I'm going to be taking these 2 today. The reason I am going to be using calendula is for its properties of anti-itch, antibacterial. We have a lot of stinging nettle around here, which is another wonderful herb, not a weed. And this can be made into a salve, which is how I'll be using it, and can help with that itchiness. It has a lot of other wonderful properties. It is sometimes used when you have a cold as an infusion. It's also been known as a digestive bitter to help you with your digestion, and is known to help the gallbladder. But like I said, I'm going to be using this for its properties in its anti-itch abilities. Similar to the chamomile, I'm just going to take this right below the flower head, and here we go. You may see when you are harvesting some when you have purchased some calendula, that all of the florets have been taken off, because a lot of people see that the main constituents are actually in the head. It's going to take me a long time to pick all those off. They're quite lovely, so I'm actually just going to dry the entire thing and use that in my salve. Calendula, with how beautiful it is, can also be a great addition to salads and soups and things like that, because it is completely edible. The flower is completely edible, and it can be something that's really great to brighten up those soups and salads. Thank you for spending time with me this morning while I took care of my herb garden. I'm also going to be spending a little time just checking to make sure there are no weeds. The soil seems to be nice and wet, so I'm not going to worry about watering. We've had enough of that lately, but it's important that I just do some general upkeep here as well. So now that you're here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. We do have lots of fun stuff happening here at the homestead, and I'd love you to be able to keep up with all of it. There's also a link below in the comments